Amazing hair, my friend, amazing. Watch your guys' heads in there. Mine's are about this tall in there, a lot of spots. You might even have to watch out. Don't touch the walls, don't touch the roof. A lot of dust and stuff on the walls and the roof. So try to refrain from that. I'll let you guys touch the walls a little farther back. There's a lot of quartz and stuff in there. And we'll go back right now about 40 yards. We'll stop, let our eyes kind of adjust to the left.
Going in. Here we go. Exploration. Okay, good. Good.
Yeah.
Walked in, like I was telling you earlier, this is the 200-foot level. This right here was actually for sale in 1867 for $40,000 in gold coins by Senator George Hearst. If you've ever heard of William Randolph Hearst, that's his father, George Hearst. Now, if this thing doesn't get sold, it gets claim jumped and people get killed right outside over this mine. If you've ever seen the movie Deadwood on HBO, it's a movie and a series called Deadwood. George Hearst is one of the main characters in this movie, and he's an absolutely terrible, terrible human being. Now, before this movie came out, everything I ever read about George Hearst, there's nothing bad about this man. He's a good man, you know, there's nothing bad about him that I've seen anywhere. So it kind of makes my favorite quote ever is by Abraham Lincoln in 1857. Abraham Lincoln says, quote, "Don't believe everything you read on the internet." That's what I try to go by, you know. So, all right, so right here on the walls, you guys are going to see some writing on the walls, MCH 1932. So March 1932, these are assay marks. So that map I showed you guys on the wall, that's from this right here. And what an assay is where they chip the rock away, and that's what this square is right here. So they chip the rock off right here. They crush it up. They get 1 pound of rock or 2 pounds of rock. Whatever they're going to do, they're going to multiply it to equal 2,000. So 1 pound of rock, they multiply it by 2,000 to equal a ton. And it will tell you how much gold and silver is right here approximately per ton. And that would, you know, they kind of use those numbers to see if they're going to work the tunnel or not. So any red writing you guys see on the wall is from 1932 itself.
Is that quartz?
This rock, all this green rock, is actually rhyolite. So this whole mountain is rhyolite. And on a hardness level, like a diamond is a 10, talc is a 1, quartz is a 6.5, quartz is a 7, granite's a 6.5. This stuff is a 5, so it's right in the middle of the road for hardness level actually. So, all right. I'm going to squeeze that by you folks here, and we're going to continue on.
MCH 1932.
These come right up together. All right. So, main access tunnel. They're looking for quartz. If we look right here above us, you guys can see the white rock coming right on through there. So that is your quartz vein right there. So just looking at it, you know, this thing's 5.5, 6 inches big, and it gets bigger and smaller coming through here. What's happened right here is an earthquake has happened right here, straight up, straight down. When an earthquake happens, it can fracture the ground all the way to 80 miles deep into the earth itself. In some cases, there's a lot of water down there, but in some cases, this water is very hot. Hot water turns into steam. Steam builds up pressure. The pressure has nowhere to go until the earthquake happens. When the earthquake happens, the ground opens up. It creates a void in the earth itself. It cracks the ground to the right. It cracks the ground to the left. And that steam now has somewhere to go. So that steam starts shooting right up these cracks, and it's carrying with it liquid gold, silver, copper, iron, lead. Whatever mineral happens to be down there, it's transporting it up with it. A lot of cases, there's nothing down there, and then you just have quartz and some nice countertop material, you know? But,
You can't see any gold.
yeah, so it shoots right up this, it cools down rapidly, crystallizing, forming quartz. Wherever your gold, silver, copper is at, when this cools down is where it's gonna stay until it erodes out of the top of the mountain or until it's mined out of the mountain. So basically that's how it's coming from deep in the earth up to the surface itself. Just looking at this stuff, you guys are gonna see there's a lot of rust and stuff in the rock, so that rust itself is your iron itself. There's a bunch, just iron pieces all over the place here. A lot of the black you guys see in there, a lot of that is silver actually. Silver itself, it tarnishes over time. What tarnishes silver is sulfur, is what actually turns silver. On your sterling silver rings, necklaces that you see, there's always 3 numbers stamped into anything sterling silver, 925. And that means 92.5% pure silver. Why not just make the ring pure silver or the necklace? It's too soft. Like if I had a pure silver fork, I could just take the forks and just bend them with my fingers. It hit a tooth, it would bend. A silver ring, your hand texture would wear a hole through that ring in your lifetime. The other 7.5% they put into sterling silver is copper, and that's what gives it some rigidness to last a lifetime. So, let's see, like I was explaining earlier, a single jack, everything we're walking in right now is done with just a single jack, the drill bit, and you can just imagine what it was like in here. It was not fun at all, I assure you. Invented, they get here in 1905 is when they finally make it out here. So these guys are run on air and water. This is air hose right here. Let me get my flashlight back out. So this air hose, if you look at it, it's canvas. So this is actual canvas with a coil wrap around it. So canvas with a coil wrap. I can tell you right now, canvas does not hold air. I don't care how you can have 1,000 layers of canvas, it's not going to hold air. What they would do is they would soak this this pipe or this hose in well blubber. So well blubber is just a heavy oil. They would have a hit and miss motor running an air compressor outside. That air compressor is filling up an air tank. They'd have a 2-inch steel pipe running from that air tank to about where they're working. The last 50 to 100 feet would turn into this air hose, and they can have an on-off valve right there. So when they're not using it, they don't lose all their air pressure. So. Let's see here, and you guys can take pictures, use your flash. On that one avalanche last year in here. No.
No, just because of,
Murdered
they
and
didn't have
killed.
workmans, they didn't have OSHA, they didn't
Yeah.
have it, so a lot of
It
people.
wasn't, it really wasn't, you had a better chance of getting shot and killed out here by far
Any of the mining
than
accidents.
actually mine it, yep. There's like a guy, like Matt Simon, don't get me wrong, people died in here, but like Matt Simon, he was packing, he had some explosives, and he was packing it with a steel drill bit. That steel drill bit started the fuse on fire, blew up right in his face and killed him. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna be going, this quartz vein is continuing this way, and it gets thicker and richer. And like I said, they just want the quartz, because that's where the gold and silver is at, is in the quartz. And they don't want quartz if there's no gold and silver in it. It does get thicker, richer over here, and they start chasing it straight up, so.
So this vein here, did it go down and it
Yes,
must
sir.
have stopped right there?
No,
or-
it just keeps going. So when that earthquake happens, this ground got cracked, let's say, 5 miles deep.
So why didn't they dig down here then?
It's just not quite worth it for them right
Oh.
here. If there was more gold and silver, they would dug this straight up, straight down right here.
Oh.
What we're gonna be walking into, it gets thicker and richer. And as that, so looking at this quartz vein, you guys can see like there's a lot of shiny specks and stuff you guys can see in the quartz right here, just looking. All those little shiny things, that's called calcite spar. And what that is when the steam is racing up from deep in the earth, like I said, let's say that this crack is 5 miles deep and that gold and silver is getting transported up with it, it's not dropping the gold and silver until a certain pH balance is met. So that pH balance wasn't met, 1,000 feet below us. As it starts changing, that pH balance is met, and this shiny stuff you see on the quartz called calcite spar is starting to be formed. When that is being formed, that's where, if there's any minerals, precious minerals in that rock, in that steam, is where it's going to get dropped at right there. So that steam, that symbol, you're going to have like the hand over my face, like a gangster. Yeah. So when you see calcite spar, that's where the pH balance is good, and if there is any gold and silver in this rock, that's where it got dropped at, is at that point. So Yeah, so like I said, if I cleared the dirt off right here, this quartz vein is right here on the ground, continuing down also. Guys, look, see my flashlight shining right on the wall right there? Look at that quartz vein just going right up the wall.
Oh, yeah, right
That's
there.
all they're doing, chasing that quartz vein. Now you can see that thing's 12, 14, 18 inches wide coming up through there. Now that quartz vein was right where we're standing, man. It was running straight through here, straight up, straight down, and that was that quartz vein. If
Feels
there's no
like
quartz in the
feels
rock,
like the
there's
Goonies.
absolutely no chance of gold and silver rock either. So. All this timber above our head, this is all original timbers right here from the late 1800s. That bridge you guys are standing on is a little bit older even, so.
Don't look down.
All right, so just right here on these walls right here, you guys are going to see a couple quartz slabs right here. And just looking at it, you guys can see up and down.
You took a picture? No. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Get up there.
Looking for a one-eyed Willie?
All right.
You know what this reminds me of?
So this
I
one
went
right
to-
here got started right here at that entrance right there. They literally, they like to dig up. So they dug
Feels
this
like the
tunnel in.
western wall.
That is the main
The
access
underground
tunnel.
tunnels.
All the
Oh,
ore
right.
from ground zero, the 100-foot level, is brought down to this level. All the ore from 3, 4, 5, 600-foot level is brought up, put into ore carts, and a mule would pull it right out that hole to dump it in the wagon. So what they did is when they dug this tunnel, they hit this quartz vein here. They dug a tunnel straight through here, so you can imagine it was solid ground below us, solid ground above us, and that quartz vein was just continuing right down the roof. They start drilling up, blasting down. They drill up, blast down. Once they cleared all of this stuff, they built the timbers that we're looking at, and then they tunnel down underneath them, tunnel down straight underneath us, and then they start working their way back up this way. So they like to drill up, blast down. So. Now, some of you, there is an ore cart right here below me, actually. It's a week every time I come in here, that's how I know. So. It's an extension.
Dang, look at that drop.
I see the bird cage. Is that real?
Oh, boy, where'd you go?
Don't look down. Look straight, Bebe.
Yeah. Bird cages, like this one up here, coal mines are what normally have bad gases in them. So coal mines are just ancient forests, hundreds of millions of years old, just kind of tillered underground there. They produce all sorts of stuff, coal, oil, natural gas, methane gas, and stuff of that sort. Natural gas, you can't see it and you can't smell it. The gas company puts that smell into natural gas so you can't smell a gas leak. So the miners not being able to smell it, bring in these canaries. Your canaries are going to sit there and sing and sing and sing, and when they stop singing, yeah, Houston, we have a problem. It's probably bad gas and you got to get out. This one did die of bad gas. I thought my brother was supposed to feed him. He thought I was, so it's more like something else. So we both got ADHD. It's a mess. So. Now, I got a couple pictures here. So I got two pictures. You know what? Let me get you guys just to kind of walk one step down. Just one more here. Beautiful. One. Everyone take a little step forward. Beautiful.
Go, go.
Perfect. All right, so these two pictures are the same as these two pictures right here. The picture on the right, if you guys look at it, there's 6 miners right here, and that is a mule on the ground. So that is a big old mule on the ground right there that they're hog tying on the ground. What they're doing is they're getting that mule ready to lower down to the 3, 4, 5, 600 foot level. Oh my God. The picture on the left, that is the mule. This is his body in a bag. That's his nose, eyes, and ears. So they are lowering that big old huge thing down that shaft. And once again, you can see his head right there on the top pointing straight up. That guy is going to go down that hole for about 3 months at a time. They're running in complete darkness or candlelight. After 3 months, they'll start to lose their vision, so they like to bring them up about every 3 months to get their, kind of acclimate their eyes back to the light itself. So that's that. What I'm gonna have you guys do right now is just look at this wall in front of us here. You guys can test that wall too, I'll let you. So this wall right here, the quartz is just interlaced in all this wall, all through here. I have some purple right by this gentleman's head here. The brightest part of my flashlight right there, you can see that purple rock right there. Yes, yeah, right there, beautiful. All that purple right there, that is the amethyst. So that is amethyst right there. I have some more of this amethyst. Is actually right over here, actually. So over here I got just some smaller pieces, you know, so just little amethyst here, a couple more pieces up here. I found some more earlier somewhere. So someone already stole it looks like. No. So amethyst, so what amethyst is quartz, and when that steam was racing up and it's starting to cool down, it's dirty iron right there is what it is. So what forms amethyst is that iron with a couple other minerals mixed into it, stains that steam purple, crystallizing, forming quartz, and are making amethyst itself. So that's what that's all amethyst is itself. Did you guys see that green rock down there? Way down on the ground, way down there. It's just a glowing green rock down there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, amethyst right there. Or,
Yeah.
Kryptonite.
kryptonite, yeah.
Yeah.
The amethyst is right next to it.
Yeah, the one that they shipped out. So what I'm gonna have you guys. Yep. The bottom 200 feet are filled with water.
Okay, so
So I've taken the ladder all the way down to the 400 foot level.
you go diving down there?
Oh, hell no. Yeah, I love fishing and hunting, and there's no way I don't care to go
You
down
should
any
have divers
level.
go down there and be curious to see what they find.
I don't even care. No.
Oh, I think it's
Is this
fascinating.
where the Starbucks is at? Starbucks is at?
Oh, yes. Well, it's at the Super Walmart, which is about a mile down the road here. So, yeah, there's a Walmart or a Starbucks.
Now, are those holes that they drilled then?
Yep, the holes that you see, yep, there's a lot of holes up here. You can see like a drill bit mark right here. This was actually done with a jackhammer, these holes right here.
Straight up.
Yep, and you can just see that drill bit mark right here going right up that thing. And that is where the butt end of the charge. So like I said, they like to drill about 3 foot, blast down. So you can see that, you know, there's a drill bit mark here, another drill bit mark here, third one over here. Just so you see them going all over the place right here.
Yeah.
So that was all manpower to hold that up there and to do.
So what they did is like this clamps the hold of this thing, and then there's outriggers that go to the right, go to the left, and it kind of wedges itself in, and then a big handle that you can pull down that picks it up and leverages it up into there. Now, just looking right here, you guys can see the quartz vein
Yeah.
coming right through here, and look down the ceiling. You guys can see it coming right down the ceiling. That's all they're doing is following this quartz vein. Wherever that quartz goes, they go. They don't drill this way because there's no quartz there. It's in this rock. You can just see it going right up these walls. So that quartz going right up these walls all over the place. That's all they're doing. If there was more gold right here, they would have dug all of this out also. This would be dug straight up, straight down. We'd be walking across the bridge right here also. 50 foot up above us, the quartz vein does get richer and thicker. They start digging everything out. They have to get the ore to this level right here.
Right.
They dug the chute, wood barricade, push the ore carts here, throw the ore down into it, push it out. Just a way to get the ore from up above to this level right here. Now, if you guys look right here, you guys might come a little closer over here. See the brightest part of my flashlight right there? See that yellow in the rock? There's like some big pieces there, a bunch of small specks right there. That is gold right there. So that is all gold in its natural form. That's probably about $40 worth of gold right there. I used to have about $60 worth right there. Somebody broke in here, chipped it out, and stole it.
Really?
For real, like, for real. So,
Use that ladder probably.
You see
Oh, yeah.
the shiny on these walls?
yeah. All right. Candles are what they're using in here until 1900. These are invented in 1900 right here. So this is called the Carbide Lamp. What they do is the bottom opens up. This is carbide. So carbide's a type of rock. That literally it's rock. It goes into the canister right there. Screws on. The top is water, a water reservoir. So they pour water into here. So water reservoir carbide. This water will drip onto that carbide about a drop a second is what it does. When water and carbide mix, a chemical reaction happens and acetylene is formed. So acetylene is a flammable gas. It comes out of a little tiny pinhole right here, 3 times brighter than a candle. So pretty cool. They have them smaller. They have really big ones. Pretty cool little invention right there.
Doesn't it produce anything toxic?
No, it's a settling, so just highly flammable. If we're in an enclosed area right here, and with the settling, we would die. But, you know, that's if there's no airflow to take it out, because it would just take all the oxygen away itself, and it'd be breathing acetylene. So it's very heavy, so it just literally, it's very heavy stuff. Candles. So, we all know what candles are, but imagine having to work in it. You know, you go to your job from 9 to 5, and you get to work with candlelight. You know, no, thank you. Looking up above us, you guys can see that quartz vein and stuff running through there. That's all they're doing is chasing that quartz vein. Oh, it's right there actually. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to see there, but that's where it's at. Oh, there's some amethyst right there. All right. So, hired 3 guys to claim jump this. So George Church had the claim. John Nash hires 3 guys to claim jump this from him. He promises them each $500 a piece to do so. These 3 guys, they agreed to it. They move here, and they're here for months and months and months. They go through the process through the government to claim jump this. They're successful. They do get a claim jump. When they go to collect their money, John Nash doesn't have the money. He says he's good for it. I just don't have the money right now. 2 of the claim jumpers are okay with that. One is not. His name is Arby Jones. I did what you wanted. I want my money. So he's kind of making a big old stink out of it. What happens next is this John Nash tells Piet, another claim jumper, get rid of this Arby Jones. He's causing a lot of trouble, and I'll give you his $500. He agrees to it. So Piet starts spreading rumors that this guy's poisoning the water, he's doing bad things to the miners, and he turns the miners against this guy. One day, Piet walks into his tent right outside. He pulls a gun out and he shoots Arby right in the back. Arby hits the ground. It doesn't kill him. He pulls his own pistol, rolls over, shoots him right back, hits him in the arm. Arby runs for his life down the canyon. Piet runs into camp saying, he shot me, Arby shot me. The miners grab their guns, they start chasing this guy. They said he jumped into a 3 to 4 foot deep hole, 6 foot around, just a small little prospect hole, they said. Trying to hide, except the first guy chasing him sees him jump in there. As this Tom Keene guy is running up to shoot Arby, Arby pops up, shoots him dead. He's surrounded in this hole for 2 days. He has a bullet hole in his back, no water, and it's summertime, so it's a bad deal for this guy. 2 days rolls by, he does give up. He's just begging for water, just please give me some water. They agree to it, so they walk over with the canteen. They don't give him a canteen, they give him a bullet right in the head and they kill him. They bury him in that hole and the story's over. Story's not over though. It talks about miners that weren't of the scene type, so guys that don't believe in ghosts would see the ghost of Arby Jones in here. They wouldn't come in here by themselves. They wouldn't come in here after dark. Like really after dark, like
Yeah.
that's the only part I don't believe. Like, it's always dark in here, but that's the only part I don't believe. Now, like I said, it talks about miners that weren't the scene type would see the ghost of Arby Jones in here, so they wouldn't come in here after, whatever, blah, blah. Now, me, I do a lot of hunting, middle of nowhere, by myself. I do not get afraid of the dark. What we're walking in here, this is only 500 feet of tunnel that has lights in it. The rest of it is complete darkness. So if I find myself in the back just doing chores, I'll just be walking, and then next thing you know, my brain's like, Joe Beck. You gotta look behind you, so I have to stop. Look behind me, nothing. Take another step, look again real quick. It's just spooky, I can't really explain it. It's pretty spooky in here. Now, on that note, my cousin, he's doing some prospecting in here. This is like 1996, 1997. We don't have a business here. Nobody stops here, like 0 people stop here a day. And he's about 300 yards in this mine doing some prospecting. And he's like, Joe Beck, I could hear a chain rattling. And he says his chain was just getting louder and louder and closer and closer. And he could hear footsteps coming down the tunnel. No light. This thing is coming in complete darkness, whatever this thing is. It's our dog. So, it's our beagle. Smelled them all the way from outside and followed his smell all the way in here. Like, its collar's like, it's like a woman's necklace, maybe sounded like this, but imagination, it sounds like everything's spiritual. All right. We got any birthdays out there? Birthdays? I think it's your birthday. This is your birthday song. It's never long. Okay, happy birthday.
Were the workers here, were there any of them like Chinese or?
The cook, his name was Dick Yu. So he was a Chinese man. And that was the only one I could see on the, the cooks in general were Chinese. and there's only a handful. And then the Native American Indians, they hired a lot of those guys for collecting driftwood and just labor stuff, so.
But most of the miners then were just white,
Nope, yep,
just white men.
nope. And they were some smelly dudes.
I'll bet, I'll bet.
Oh, yeah. Mostly single. All right, any questions so far? All right, so this mine, it's averaging about 1 ounce of gold, 6 ounces of silver per ton. So a ton of ore, 2,000 pounds. That's roughly like a 55-gallon drum. So like a big oil can, that'd be a ton of ore. 1 ounce of gold is what, $1,900 an ounce. Silver's about $25 an ounce. So we're looking over $2,000 per ton right now in today's prices. That's high grade. Anybody would love those results. They hit the bridle chamber at the 300-foot level. So 100 foot down below us, they said it was solid gold stringers going through the quartz vein. 3,000 to 3,400 ounces of gold per ton. So in today's prices, you know, we're looking at $6 million for a garbage can full of dirt. John Nash, the same guy who has RB Jones killed, is one of the owners. He has dinner with Old Man Davis, another owner down here on the river to celebrate. Old Man Davis got strychnine poison that night. Next night he has dinner with the other owner right here. Strychnine poison at dinner time somehow, so pretty bad dude. So, all right, I'm gonna cruise right over here. Come on over. Watch your head.
Oops.
Perfect, perfect. Right on the right and left side, right and left side. Beautiful, right, left, awesome. Perfect, you guys are plenty far back. You might even come over, yeah, perfect. Look at you right here, Cindy, perfect. And then I'll hold you guys right here for now. Beautiful. All right. So let's just say I'm a miner and I'm working my way this way, right here. So this is solid rock from here going this way. There's going to be 2 guys here working, so 2 miners here working. They're going to put 2 holes right here in the middle, so 3 foot deep, 3 foot deep. These 2 holes are called relief holes. No explosives get put into these 2 holes at all from there. Or no explosives get put into these 2 holes. Now from there they're going to put 6 holes around it. 2 holes here, 2 holes here, and 2 holes here. 3 holes in the lid. If you guys look at the walls right here, you guys can see these drill bit marks on the walls right here. So you got one hole here, one's coming down the middle. You can see this guy right here. 3rd one on this side. You're gonna put 4 on the bottom. You can see that. These are called lifters. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is when they have dynamite. When they set this charge off right here, these 5, they're gonna go off first. And it blasts everything in towards those 2 relief holes. So the pressure collapses in. The top 3 go off second, it blows the lid down. The bottom 4 go off last. Once again, it's called a lifter. It lifts all this ore up, throws it out here closer to his ore bucket, picks up the big rocks, shovels up the small, mule pulls it out, dumps it, comes back, starts all over. 3 foot a day. So if we look at the walls right here, you guys can see these drill bit marks on the wall. So this is 1 day of work right here. And you can see that cement lift and stuff, that pack is from the 1860s. So that's 1 day of work. 2 days of work right behind your head here. 3rd day, 4th day right here. Now look at the 5th day. He went from here to here. What day is that? Friday. So he like totally just died this day. I think he gets fired because the next day, the new guy goes from here all the way to here. He was like 4 foot this day. So that's your 6th day right there. And then your 7th day would have been from here right to this point right here. And here's some of that pack. That pack right there, once again, the explosive charge got pushed down to here, coming this way. The fuse come out, and that mud and dirt is what they pack down the hole to keep that blast from blowing out. It pushes it this way. Once again, this is where the butt end of the explosive charge was. There's no breakage in that rock going this way, going that way. It just blows in towards the path of least resistance. Just to let you guys know, like all my knowledge, I do have a PhD, my public high school diploma. 18, so it's a good accomplishment. So, yeah. Holiday Inn Express wants to say that. So.
What's the draft we feel in here?
The draft?
Yeah.
So what the draft is from the barometric pressure, PhD stuff right here.
Oh.
You have a high and you have a low. And it's like a teeter-totter, it's just always trying to equalize itself out, so you get, the weatherman always talks about the barometric pressure, and who knows what the heck it means. It's just just pressure is raising and lowering, and just a teeter-totter action going on. So sometimes you get 20 mile an hour winds, sometimes you get none, because the barometric pressures are pretty equal where you're at, so. Look at the weatherman stuff there.
That's why
Who's
you
this guy?
get from.
Who's the guy back here?
He was packing powder with the steel drill bit. That's where he lays, you know. He's actually buried, those big yellow triple decker school bus that we have, he's buried actually right there is where he's buried at, so. In real life, yep.
Did you ever find any bones or anything interesting?
Not that we talk about. You know what, I think I just found a grave, plus-year-old body. So,
100-year-old cliff divers?
yeah.
We look it now, they looked at that.
No, that thing was nothing with the.
We didn't see any when we went.
The hat was in the corner, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Try not to breathe it in. That ends our mining tour.
Do you own this whole mountain line?
Yeah, so we got, right here we have a 51 acre claim.
Okay.
So we own most of this mountain going this way, that mountain right behind us. All the buildings and airplane, there's like a big airplane graveyard down here. Any building, car, truck that you see is our property.
Okay.
So claim on it at that time, and that makes it a patented claim, which makes it private, so you own the surface and you own underground. Like this claim right here, let's just say I started drilling that way 3,000 feet. It's not my property, but if my claim is older than theirs, I can keep drilling on it. So you can go underneath ground a long ways if you want to, and you know, that's how, you know, you hear like China going down on, you know, international thing, and then they start turning under and they come into other, you know, they can go miles under, you know, to drill oil and stuff. Same thing, they can just follow.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania, you don't own the land below because they buy the mineral rights from you.
Or the state does?
No, I don't know who owns it, but I know you can sell them if you
Yeah,
own,
someone,
if you own a
yeah,
couple acres.
groundwater, yeah.
People come and buy the mineral rights, and normally when you buy property, it just doesn't include it already.
Oh yeah, someone's already sold it. We're missing 2 people.
Did they get a partial refund?
Oh, yeah. VH, yeah, Boulder City. Yeah.
You say there's some more wrecked airplanes out there?
Yeah. So what they are is there's these closures out here. So it's the same planes as those, and you'll see them down here. You can't get to. We have it all fenced off and stuff. But this is just like the junk fuselages. You can see down. You can actually see them right here. Oh yeah. So just a bunch of junk fuselages right there. So.
That's why I wanted to see where your airplane grade is.
We have it fenced off all the way up the road, so it's hard to get in there. Signs that say you're no longer a trespasser, you're now a target, stuff like that.
We saw a documentary about this next one, and they're talking about there's gold in there, but
That's it.
it's too early to get it out.
Yeah. These killings right here.
It's old. It's an old jail cell. These are private property. Not supposed to be here.
Little tiny chair.
That's a washing machine right there. All these old artifacts. Closed off to the public because of stupid people. See? Old school Coke vending machine. You put your money, open the ledge, and pull the bottle out. It was only 35 cents. Ooh, cobwebs. Okay, you can drive. Leaving Nelson, Nevada.